So by now, your annuals and your perennials are most likely planted in the ground. You have your pots on your patios. It's beautiful, right? But how do we keep them that way? We're here with Anita from Kuhlmann's. Good morning, Anita.
Good morning. How are you?
Excellent. Now that I'm being surrounded by flowers right now. First things first, let's talk about the watering schedule.
Yeah, watering is, of course, very important. We're having very hot, dry weather, a lot of wind. Lots of times baskets are hanging under the eave of the house, so they're not getting any of that moisture from the rain. So it's important that you are watering pretty much every day. Watering, fertilizing, we always recommend that about once a week you fertilize. Okay. I like to use water soluble type fertilizers. I think you get more instant results. And I just want people to be aware of how much they need to use. This is a 2.5 gallon watering can. Most fertilizers have some type of a little scoop in them. That's a tablespoon. So you're going to need 2 scoops in there to do a proper fertilizing. Okay. So, you know, just read instructions on the container. It'll tell you how to use it, and that's how you should do it. And I think once a week fertilizing is really important for most plants.
And when you're watering, especially with the fertilizer in the 2 gallon pot, right? Can. Yeah, watering can. Are we only focusing on the roots and not trying to get the flowers and petals wet?
A lot of flowers, like geraniums, don't like to get wet. So it is important that you're getting right into where the water needs to be. You know, to avoid getting them wet so that they last longer as well.
Okay, and really quickly, what's this?
This can hook up to your hose. So if you have a yard full of pots and containers that needs to be watered, this can hook up to your hose, and it's got the fertilizer in it. So it's a tool that you can use to make your job easier.
Very neat. Anita, thank you very much. Run out of time, but we're going to stuff some more topics, including deadheading and other general plant care coming up after the break. And if you have more questions on anything at Kuhlmann's, you can go to their website down below. This morning we are at Kuhlmann's. We're talking about plant maintenance. So, Anita, you've already started deadheading. So where do we start? What do we do?
Yeah, it's really important. Plants like to continue to bloom through the summer, so we have to take the deadheads off. Whether it's an annual, a perennial, herbs sometimes get little flowers on them. Those should get pruned off as well, just to keep the new flowers coming and the new growth coming. So that's really important. Once a week, take your hanging baskets down, look at your patio tubs, and start doing some pruning and cleaning.
For sure. A lot of people have coleus in the shade here. Yeah. So how do we
so to keep them down into a really nice shape, you can just do a little bit of pruning by cutting out these centers. Okay. And that will make it bushy and healthy and grow really nice all summer long.
Okay, but what's the rule? Like, how much do we trim back here? I don't want to hurt my plant.
Well, give it a haircut. Just like when you go to the barber, you sort of make it all around so that it's even and
Give me a little
healthy.
trim. Yeah. Okay,
you know,
sounds good.
That's what you got to do.
But in times when you have to leave for vacation and nobody is around to help you water and maintain your plants, what do you do then?
Well, I always tell people it's best to put their plants in the shade while they're gone for 2 or 3 days. They'll fare much better in the shade than if they're in the hot, hot sun or the wind. The wind, we've had so much wind this year that people should take their baskets down on those kind of days and protect them a little bit.
Good idea. Insecticide, a lot of pests in the garden.
Just monitor the insects. If you feel like you need or you have a big problem, we have some products here that you can use for spraying, trying to keep those hot spots down. They're outside, they're on the plants, that's just natural.
Right, but when I spray it with insecticide, am I like drenching it with the insecticide?
No, again, read instructions on the container, that's very important to follow. And you know, you're just sort of holding the can 15 inches away and giving everything a shot or wherever the insects are.
Okay. Anita, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Welcome.
If you have any plant questions about your garden, you can always come down to Kuhlmann's or you can head to their website right on your screen.